Yeah, there's something interesting now that is happening in a space of coaching. We've seen now coaches that are very, very secured. They're not scared to get assistant coach that are smarter than them. They're not scared to be challenged by the assistant coaches. Welcome to Playmakers Insight. Today we're diving deep into the interesting part that is happening in the space of coaching. Now gone are the days where coaches want to be the smartest guys in the room. Because now we've seen coaches in the past whereby they are very threatened by people that come with different ideas. So as soon as they see that you're trying to oppose their beliefs or their philosophy, they see you as a threat. So they would more get assistant coaches that are just loyal soldiers, assistant coaches that are not thinkers. They know that they're going to do exactly what they asked to do. They're going to be the yes man and all of that. But now siyayibona i-change yabo in terms of i-coaches ezilandukayo ezingoyikiyo uthatha i-assistant that have got more knowledge than bona. Uyayifumana? Because we've seen it with ulanduka uPep Guardiola taking uJoan Malilo. Joan Malilo was not just an assistant. He's a football philosophy, he's a football philosopher, and you know that Joan Malilo is Pep Guardiola's mentor. He's the guy that before, like way back, before Pep started coaching, he went to consult Machita Farano, Joan Malilo, Marcelo Bielsa, so he spent some time with Joan Malilo in Mexico, like during his last playing days. you know he wanted to be hands-on in terms of to see how Joan Malilo conducts his training session, what were his ideas. So in that sense, that's when he started to be Pep Guardiola's mentor. Even when he was coaching the B side, he went to Joan Malilo saying that to play from the back, the pitches are so small in the division that Barcelona B was playing. So at least him and Joan Malilo came up with ideas to try and counter-attack that, you know. And you've seen this as well with Jurgen Klopp, his assistant Pep. Um, he often said that Pep sees things that he can't see, and with Pep, they are stronger. So you've seen these managers or head coaches, they go for guys that are smarter than them, that are going to challenge them. And we've had, sorry to go back to Pep, we've had Pep saying that if his ideas are strong, they will survive the debates. If his ideas are strong, they will survive the debate. Because he knows that he's got the technical team, he's got Machita Fanano, Joan Malilo that are going to challenge his ideas. So it was the same with Jurgen Klopp. You know that Pep is going to challenge his ideas. So he put him in a position whereby he was in charge of a training methodology. He was in charge of a positional play structure. He was in charge of like many things in terms of designing training Landuka sessions and all of that, so that he can focus on other things, bringing culture, energy, and leadership to the team. So they knew their roles in terms of who was going to do what, who was going to do this, and he suited Ulanduka Jurgen Klopp so well in that to be the face, to be the guy that brings in Ilanduka energy to that. So recently, we see it with Michael Carrick at Manchester United. There's a guy called Steve Holland. He's is Michael Carrick's assistant. The guy has got loads and loads of experience and knowledge when it comes to football. So the guy was Ancelotti's assistant coach. I think it was in 2010 when they won the Premier League, and he was Mourinho's assistant coach when they won the Champions League, the first Champions League for Chelsea. And recently now he was assistant coach for Orlando or Southgate, England. He was one of the guys that had a contribution in terms of ilanduka England to reach finals Euros yabo twice yabo. So siyayazi mos uCarrick akanaxesha lininzi like elanduka coacher more than ulanduka Steve Holland. So he was very smart in terms of making that move of bringing ulanduka Steve along to say, look, let's do this. You're going to be the guy that design the sessions and come up with the methodology that we're going to use. And we've heard that the training sessions are very shorter, but the intensity that it demands so much from them, so it's a very, very interesting thing, to witness in terms of in a coaching space. Finally, head coaches, they are becoming smarter by making sure that they're not intimidated by the guys that have got more knowledge than them. They're not scared that this guy is going to take my spot and is going to outshine me in front of the players, so they can be that combination, that combo whereby what role assistant coach yakhe ezoyidlala, and when it comes to ubani uzothetha ne-players and all of that. So it's a very interesting thing to witness, yeah. Salute.